right, guys, good morning. Good morning. Welcome aboard to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of G.A.R Capital. Thank you so much for joining us on our Morning Note. We do this every morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here on our YouTube channel. Before we begin, bottom right-hand corner of your screen, click on that white logo, little white box, turn on notifications, subscribe to our channel, like our videos. Really do appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't already. Right now, our live subscriber count is at, where is that? Let's see if we can get this loaded. 8,521. Appreciate that. Let's see if we can get to 10K. Fingers crossed by the end of the year. That'd be amazing. And let's go ahead and get right to the markets. The Dow Futures are up 141 points. NASDAQ up 0.77%. S&P up 0.54%. Russell is at 0.28%. The VIX 0.82%. The dollar index down 0.23% at 898.77. 10-year yields are falling 35 basis points, 2.105. Crude continuing to tank. We talked about that. This is the time we're starting to look at crude for possible shorts. Crude is down nearly 7% today, 95.99 a barrel. Gasoline below $3 a gallon, $2.98. I talked about that on Twitter yesterday. I put that here. If you want to take a look at it, you can see yesterday I posted this at 10:12 a.m. flirting with the $100 handle, and then I went ahead and said here, let me go back to the tweet, and you can see I'm holding XOM puts at 10:12 a.m. We had XOM puts that were sent to our group on Discord. If you guys want to take a look at Discord here, you can see we have XOM that was filled. There we go, right there. Right at 9:50 in the morning, we sent that. The 80 puts, we are now in the money, 78.28. So if you join our group, again, we break it down. If you're a premium member, we give out all the watch lists for the week. XOM, again, breaking the 200 DMA in the 1 hour, which is the red line. Crude testing $100 a barrel, target 80 here. Remember the watch list, watching for energy opportunity to short. We talked about that over the weekend. Me and the team did the watch list, and you could see XLE trend is still up, 78.30 when we look to play longs at 80, below 72.78 we could take a look at the 70 puts. But again, we hit XOM with a better volume on that. So well done, team. We had a nice day yesterday. So if you are interested in joining our team, GARcapitalFX.com is the website. Take a look on their pricing. We have signals and one-on-one teaching right now. We expand the packages. So again, feel free to take a look. If you like the Discord, you like our Morning Note, you like our Twitter, you're going to love our group. Gold futures are down 1.85%, 19.24 an ounce. Maybe there's an opportunity there as well, but I would rather wait for the Fed tomorrow, FOMC, before we get into anything else. Silver down 1.34%, 24.96. Euro dollars up 43 pips, 109.84. 117.93, 23 pips to the downside for the dollar index. Dollar yen. Bitcoin futures are flat. Ethereum futures are up 25.40 currently. So why are we up today? We actually had some PPI, which is producer price index. This is what the inflationary measurement is for companies. Now, it's up to them if they pass on those costs to the consumer, which they have. PPI, producer price index, final demand, month over month, February, 0.8% versus 0.9%. So there you go. Nice beat there. Year over year, 10% was met expectations year over year, February. PPI excluding food and energy, this is what we call core, 0.2%. So food and energy month over month is the big driver when it comes to PPI. PPI excluding food and energy year over year, again, better than expected. So this is why the market is green right now. So taking a look at the S&P futures, here's the levels we're looking for. I talked to the team yesterday and I said, I think we're going to bounce tomorrow, possibly get to 4,200. Why am I saying that? The market right now, I think it's at the big FU moment where it's just going to chop traders out ahead of the Fed. So what I'm expecting to come in is a 4,200 tap, possibly 4,203 the 50-day. We'll probably get chop in the middle for a little bit, probably end of day green. Wednesday we'll have the Federal Reserve FOMC. It'll be very quiet, low volume, and then right as the announcement comes up, again, I expect 25 basis points. Some people say 50. Let me break down the scenarios real quick. Since tomorrow, I'll make this announcement at the end of the video. There will be no Morning Note tomorrow. I do have to drive and pick up my mother-in-law. She's staying with us for the weekend. So again, I have to go and drive and get her. So let's go ahead and break down the three scenarios for the Federal Reserve FOMC. I'll go ahead and go over it again in the afternoon note as well today. But again, here's the three scenarios. You have we'll go from no rate hikes, which is the very, very, very unlikely. But if we had no rate hikes, what would that mean? You would have a very accommodative Fed. We'd probably get to 4,300, pop 100 handles. Good for the bulls, bad for policy hawks, bad for those who are looking for the United States to kind of get back to, let's say, a regular monetary policy without accommodation. Not good long term, obviously, for inflationary, but again, it would be considered a short-term pop. Think of it as a sugar rush to the market. It wouldn't probably sustain. 25 basis points, again, that's pretty much where we're looking at. More than likely, in my opinion, I think we're going to rise if we get a 25 basis point hike, just for the simple fact that, you know, everyone is so bearish ahead of the actual event that it'll be the opposite effect, kind of like sell the news. Well, they'll be buying the news. So that's what I expect. If we get 25 basis points, we'll probably get to around 42.40, maybe test 42.52, and then chop around there. If we get a 50 basis point hike, it's going to suck for a little bit. You'll probably retest 41.01 and possibly chill around 41.01 or 41.40. Again, good for policy. Get, you know, kill inflation as soon as you can. Get the 50 basis point hike. But the stock market bulls will see that, hey, the Fed is not as accommodative as we thought. 50 basis point is pretty aggressive. They probably are going to overshoot. Then you're going to get a sell-off, probably by around 41.01. So again, best case scenario, I hate to say it, is not hate to say it, but the best case scenario for bull short term is no rate hikes. That's not going to happen. It's going to be 25 basis points. If you're a stock market bull or long-term investor, you want 25 basis points. You don't want 50 because you'll get short-term pain. But again, at least with a 25 basis point hike, it's something we expected. We don't like surprises as traders. We don't like surprises as someone who watches the market daily. So kind of keep that in the back of your head. 25 basis points is what we're looking for. Taking a look at crude oil, nice little bounce here. Right towards the tail end before we start the actual cash session. There is a gap to fill right at 92.31 on the hourly. Extremely interesting. So I think we'll probably get a pop on crude a little bit, maybe retest 98. If we do, I'm definitely looking to fill that gap down to 92.44. Take a look at XOM, CVX, MRO, Oxy, and XLE for any possible trades. Again, we'll take a look at XLE. Your target is right at 70.66. That's what you're looking for. Let's see if we can get some volume. CVX, there is an upward gap to around 164.78. We may test that with a nice little pop in oil. Any downside here, maybe you're looking at maybe 156, 157. You're going to have to keep it tight. I don't like CVX for a short here. MRO, you're starting to get to near support here. If you break 2072, then I would start taking a look at maybe the 1950s or the 20 strike if we get there. If we take a look at Oxy, XLE looks decent. Oxy, there's an upside gap as well. In order to get down here, we need to get below 5110. So again, 5110 a break on Oxy. I will start taking a look here at the 48 puts. And then XOM, I already have puts. Really, the target is 76. I have the 80 strikes. We're going to take that in the morning, and then we're going to see what we get in terms of oil. I went ahead and made a student trade for this week. I bought some AMD calls with the team. We were as high as 103.61. Let's see if we can get that bounce with NASDAQ. Maybe we rally a little bit and get a little higher. My target is right around 104. If we get that, we should be good, at least on that trade. It's a riskier trade, so I was sent to the students. But you can see E-mini futures starting to get there. 4,200, I expect us to get there. 4,203, we may just reject. So again, if you have any longs from overnight or over the weekend, that's probably the opportunity to take it before we get some volatility. So that's what I see so far. Good morning, guys. Let's see. John is asking about Apple. Let's take a look at it. Apple I like, but it's testing right at the 200-day. So again, right there, you could reject. If you break above it, break 152.49, I would take a look at possibly the 155s or the 154s. 155 is probably having the best vol. Good morning. Good morning. So excited for these. Excellent. There you go. You're welcome. You're welcome. Katiak is part of the group on Discord. Katiak, if you want to let them know how much you like the service, really do appreciate it. Type that in the comments. But yes, he asked me yesterday about XOM. I told him, hey, stick with it. It looks pretty great. Well, we're going to go and catch those puts and looks like we are. Hey, good morning, Alvin. Do you feel that we have bottom or SPY-G or more pain ahead? That's where the $1,000,000,000 question is, right? SPY-G is something that I own, which is just the SPY growth ETF. And again, are we at a bottom? The bottom is 58. Short term is 58.28. If we go to the 2-year daily, you're talking about where you can start seeing some bottoming, maybe right around 57.55. But if we go to E-mini futures, this is where it gets interesting. 4101, big level. Worst case scenario, we can get to around 36 to 3,800. But I think we'll get to around 4,000 post-Fed, maybe a week or so after, and then we're going to start kind of moving on. Seasonally wise, the S&P does well in March, towards the tail end of March. I do have a seasonality chart, and I also have one more chart to show you guys. How's this? The worst performance through 48 trading days, 1928 to 1922. Keep in mind how many years that is, decades. We have the 4th worst return on the S&P 500 the first 48 days of the year, 11.8%. This is what happens towards the tail end. All green, 13 out of 15 times, 12 out of 15 times. The only 2 times it was red for the rest of the year, 2008, Lehman Brothers collapsed, October 2008, and 2001, the dot-com bubble exploded, right? Other than that, 2020 with COVID, 2009, the financial crisis, getting out of that, 1933, that's post Great Depression. Let me see where else here, anything that stands out. Other than that, that was really the big ones. But again, you could see done pretty well. So I think we're starting to get close to a bottom. I can't indicate when a bottom will be. I tried to do that, 45, I believe it was 42.60 that we broke below that. But again, pretty close. If we bounce, that'd be nice. But at the end of the day, that's where we are. So we just have to wait for it. So what we do need is a peace deal in Russia. We need a peace deal in Ukraine. That'll indicate a bottom because a lot of this happened because of that. And that's just what we have to deal with. And it's going to be a little bit of a wait, but more than likely we'll be okay. The world will not end, hopefully. Will the market close green today? I think it will. I think 4,200 is where we get to, 4,203 if anything. If we close there, we'd be up 0.75%. Not bad, but again, I don't think we'll get red today. And then tomorrow, it's really the wild card. But I expect us to be green today, yes. Do you expect the sell-off to continue the next weeks? That really depends on Russia-Ukraine, if there's a peace deal, and the Fed. Let's see what the Fed does. I mean, it's a lot of moving parts right now, so really just have to wait on that as we go along. But, you know, that's kind of the fun part of trading is that you really don't know. All you're doing is playing probabilities, and that's the best route you can go by. So again, I am short energy. I'm looking at tech for a rebound. Let's see what we get. Again, I have some AMD calls with students. So let's see if we can get that bounce. Right now, we're slightly above close. So at least that's nice. But XO1 we'll catch in the morning. All right, guys, we're going to leave it there. Make sure to hit that like button if you love these videos. Really do appreciate it. It helps the algorithm. So again, thank you for that. And I'll catch you guys for the aftermarket recap right around at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. No morning, no tomorrow. I do have to drive in the morning to get my my mother-in-law, and she lives down south, so I have to drive for a couple hours and get her. So I'll leave it there, guys. Have a great rest of your day. We'll catch you guys later today for the aftermarket recap. Make sure, guys, to hit us up. Watch us on Twitter, guys. I do live blogging on Twitter daily, so very, very important that you follow us, as always, to get market reaction, market news and analysis, as always. And, of course, our Instagram, at G.A.R Capital. Appreciate you guys supporting us, as always. Things will get better. Don't worry. And we'll see you soon. Cheers.